What's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Hope everybody had a good day today. Um, Not trying to make excuses, but basically had some family drama today that prevented me from going live. Um, Nothing crazy, the just stupid crap. Um, I mean, it could be crazy, um, but hopefully it's something that's explainable. Um, Today, obviously, I did not anticipate Trump tweeting out that he took puts yesterday and dumping the market, which is just weird. That should be pretty illegal, and he should probably be fined by the SEC. But that's just my personal opinion. Um, he's probably just trying to get the market lower so his buddies can um, buy cheaper before we go higher. Um, anyway, this should have been an area for puts on the retest here. Um, Obviously, I wouldn't anticipate them to go as far as the poor low, but um, this should have been a good entry here when we tapped the poor high at the open. It does not look like a very fun day to trade, but we cleaned up the gap. We get to delete some of this crud off of our screens, which is always good. And now they have another gap they need to clean up. Hopefully people are enjoying the 23 hour a day stream of cluster charts. I did that just for you, Jack, because you're always wanting like the 24-hour stream. So there it is. You can go in there and hang out and send messages, moderate people, all that good stuff. Um, I will say I got in short last night in the overnight session. I don't even remember how many points I caught, but I caught quite a bit. Um, got a pretty good trade. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but like as bro, as we're like grinding up, right? Like I'm watching my long-term portfolio grow and then one down day and I'm back to like I lost what took 7 days to make in one down day. It's really crazy. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Um this is a pretty ugly um looking, excuse me. Whew. Pretty ugly looking day as far as volume profile is concerned. Um or TPO, whatever. Hmm. I don't know whether to consider this a poor high or a strong high. All right. Thanks for not making that easy for me. I think it's iffy enough that I'm going to go ahead and say this is a poor high. My back just started hurting. I think I'm sitting really funky. Sorry, let me adjust really quick. Poor low is just a little bit below our previous day value area low. 4 cents below. I don't know that it's worth having two lines, but just in case you guys want the exact level. Um, Sorry, I'm going to try to crack my back really quick. No dice. Ow. What's up, Pursuit of Skateboarding? Um, you don't happen to listen to Skater Punk, do you? I know that's a random question, but to me, punk and skate kind of go hand in hand. So, just curious. Um, all right. I think we're going to go lower. Just heads up. This is kind of a double distribution, but mostly we're down at the lower end. POCs down at the bottom. They were able to close just barely above the POC, but I don't think it's going to be enough. If we look at futures right now, our levels are a little bit different because futures I chart with ETH turned on and SPY I chart with ETH turned off. But if we look at futures, we're probably below the POC that we closed, and we're now below October value area high, which is not good for a bullish scenario. Okay, so no, futures did not close below the POC. I still think we're going to get shredded. It wasn't totally clean, but we broke below. Like if we look at 5-minute candles, we broke below the October value area high. We had 2 5-minute candles below, and then the retest there. Hit it again, another candle below, retested again. So this to me is not a clear indication that we're going lower, but there's also a pretty good chance that we're going lower. We'll have to see. We had talked about this the other day. I was wanting them to come back, retest. What is it? What's the high here? 94. Wanting them to retest 673.95 and bounce. Right now, we're just a little bit above that. If we do get a bounce there, that would be amazing, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's probably going to happen in the overnight session. Oh, okay. Just curious. I mean, I could, Joseph. I don't really have a desire to. All right. Let's load up footprints, or I should say the cluster chart. And actually, Joseph, that's kind of like a longer winded question. I think so. Originally, when Shorty's Discord started, I didn't have a channel. And then, and at the time I was a moderator, I wasn't an admin. And I guess Shorty and the admin decided to create a channel for me. I don't even remember what it was called. Um, um, anyway, there was a channel. It was like Rocket Full Send Treasures, I think. Oh yeah, so now it's just renamed to Full Send Treasures. And that was my channel. And I think if you go back to the very beginning of that channel, you'll see it was only me posting. And then they decided, or I don't know, like they randomly like made it a public channel. Um, and at the time, I was a little bit offended, and I just kind of stopped posting there. Hmm. I don't think cluster charts are going to offer us much of anything right now. Um, 803, 799. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 799. So I like that. Mm. So we still need a full body candle below. But a retest of 798, 799 would literally just be a retest of our October value area high. And that should be a good spot to get in short. We need like whichever one, 3 5 minute candles below or a 30-minute candle below, and then retest. Um, but that's really the only thing that I see on cluster charts that I like. So 98 to 800. Which, I mean, I would just be short there anyway. It doesn't matter. Sorry. This is bothering me. So this is, where was the bottom? Yeah, so I'm gonna put an order here just in case. Um, 798. It looks like they're not gonna give it to me necessarily, but I will try. something like that. Oh, my entry at 78. Or sorry, 98. Might actually be smart to close. Just a heads up, this is not a terrible spot to close. And then even like 67.80 is not a terrible spot to close. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that instead. If they do retest, this is they're kind of dumping it here. Yeah. AMD's crazy. How do you get like a double beat and then just dump? All right. While I'm waiting for this to load, I went to, whoa. Me and my son just ran to the record store and like randomly bought stop loss 805 and a quarter, a record player, speakers 80 and a quarter, and a bunch of vinyl. And I remember that vinyl sounds way better um, than records, but I mean, sorry, vinyl sounds way better than like digital or whatever. Pizza wiped out your portfolio gains. That's a bummer. I sold pizza at 56. Sold all of it. Yeah, I sold all of it here. I had a sell order, I think, at 56, I believe it was. So I closed everything there. I actually didn't even realize that this happened until somebody mentioned it. Was it earnings? I don't even remember. No, not earnings. Anyway, we got this massive spike, and I had a sell order at 56, wherever it was. I don't know. Or maybe it was 55.50. I don't remember. Something like that. I closed on one of these. Yeah. It had to have been this one. I don't remember though. Or maybe this one. I don't really remember. Maybe it was 54.50. I don't remember. Something like that. It doesn't look like they're going to give me this trade. I guess that was the retest of breaking October value area high. Or maybe not. I don't know. I would love it if they give it to me. Want to transfer this level over to SPY. 127 candle. Wait, what time frame am I on? 3 minutes. That's random. Okay. doing? I'm going to do the same thing on SPY that I did on ES, where I'm going to get rid of this big yellow box because it is ugly. Except I'm going to do it intelligently. Oh, bro, come on. You know you want to. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation. They are just dumping right now. This is crazy. Probably gonna have to pull that order I just placed because if they make the full move, I'm not interested in waiting on a retest at that point. Um, this is crazy, but for tomorrow, I'd like to see them break through, fill the gap, retest, short. Um, you could probably target September value area high. If by some chance things look strong and they're able to break back over October value area high, look for a retest. And then we should do something like this. Again, I super feel like this is a day that, or like tomorrow is going to be a day where I need to do it live. Um, I'm going to really do my best to be live in the morning. Um, you guys are probably really tired of hearing that. I'm sorry. If it tells you anything, I've traded twice, at least on my day trading futures account, my main account that I trade every day. Um, I've traded twice, like in the last 2 weeks, and one was um, last night, so it wasn't even like waking up in the morning. Bitcoin. Um, I mean, I should say before I even look at this, I'm not really a fan. Um, Let me delete these. I'd be a buyer here. 46. So I'm not a huge fan of crypto. Um, Ideally, if I had to buy Bitcoin, it would be at that white line. That would be where I would like to get filled. Um, and you guys probably think I'm crazy. I think it's doable. I think we revisit this, um, at least the top of this. And actually, I would say there. Like, I would start building a position here. Um, I'd probably, add pretty significantly at 66, and I would add very significantly at 46. I don't know that this is doable. It might happen, but these seem like reasonable areas to buy. Short term, this is not a bad spot. From here, we did sell, and then they came back inside here and they retested this and ran right to new all-time highs. From there, retested this zone and ran to new all-time highs, right? And then we kind of came back and retested and weren't able to break back out. Fell back down to here. This would be a spot to be a buyer short term, right? From like 101 to, I don't know, 110 ish, 108, something like that. However, I'm not trying to make, $8,000 off of a $100,000 investment. So, not something that I would be interested in buying, but this would not be a terrible short term play. But ideally, I would like to be a buyer down here. That's just me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds good, Joseph. Yeah. So we're bouncing right now. Interesting. Did I miss something? No, not a terrible spot to bounce. Makes my trade a little bit scarier. All right. Excuse me. Anybody have any questions? Um, I know I'm not covering a ton. Um, I would be totally astonished if I'm not live tomorrow, but I guess anything is possible. Um, Boy, I drew that on a crappy time frame. Let me do this over. Wonky. So I should say I know I'm not giving a ton, but I think our October value area high is our main point of contention right now, going into tomorrow. Oh, also another thing. Last night, I don't know, my wife, she's been um I guess busy with the baby. She hasn't had a good night's sleep in like a year and a half because the baby wakes up, I don't know, like three, four times a night, maybe even more, to feed. And she doesn't bottle feed, so that's all on my wife. And last night, she was putting the baby to sleep and she fell asleep next to her. And the kitchen was an absolute disaster. And my plan was to go to bed early, but instead I noticed, like right when I was wanting to go to bed, that my wife was asleep and the bathroom or the kitchen was a disaster. So I went downstairs and spent probably a good hour and a half cleaning the kitchen, doing the dishes and everything, and then went to bed. And so that would be another contributing factor to why I did not wake up this morning to trade. Um, Apparently, a plane exploded in Louisville. That's not good. Oh, a UPS print plane. That sucks. So, three crew members, I'm guessing they would be gone. I'm not going to click play because some people might not want to see this, but yeah. So, on takeoff, I guess the plane crashed and exploded. Um, all right. It doesn't look like we have any questions. I did a little video on how I trade cluster charts, and I linked that in the cluster chart stream for anybody that's interested. Um, and hopefully that's helpful for you guys. As long as the viewership is there, I'll keep that stream going 24 hours or 23 hours a day, 6 days a week. Um, anyway, with that said, much love, much respect, everybody. Peace out.